We tend to imagine the early 18th century through the lens of slow, static history. The reality, as it arrived in June of 1721, was a cascade of immediate and overlapping global crises. To understand how this volatility was processed in real time, we are going to examine a single primary intelligence ledger. This is Volume 80 of the American Weekly Mercury, covering the week of June 22nd to June 29th, 1721. Printed in Philadelphia, it integrated colonial readers into a continuous stream of reports spanning the entire Atlantic Information Network. We will analyze this broadsheet by sorting its raw dispatches into three distinct domains: domestic instability, medical containment, and foreign intelligence. The density of these reports shows that early Americans lived in a state of constant exposure to global statecraft and large-scale disaster. We begin at the local desk. Domestic reports reveal a colonial environment prone to catastrophic failure. A Philadelphia dispatch details a severe weather event westward of the Schuylkill. The report provides an exact data point. The water rose 20 feet perpendicular. This sudden fresh swept away Robert Hayton's mill, recorded as the most destructive flood in 20 years. Further south, environmental threats were accompanied by acute political instability in South Carolina. The column confirms the arrival of General Nicholson, officially proclaimed as the king's new governor. Nicholson arrived with a specific mandate of force, bringing 94 soldiers besides officers, and immediately ordering new fortifications built at Port Royal. This militarized transition was a response to the deposed governor, Robert Johnson, who refused to relinquish his post or return to England. Domestic life in the colonies was defined by this proximity to both environmental destruction and heavily armed political transitions. Turning to the medical desk, the newspaper tracks biological threats moving through Atlantic trade routes. Dispatches from Genoa, dated April 5th, report on an uncontained contagion spreading through Provence. In the city of Toulon, 40 people were dying every day, forcing inhabitants to barricade themselves inside their homes. This distant outbreak triggered immediate and severe state reactions in major ports, including Cork, Ireland. A report from Cork details a suspicious ship from Marseille. Authorities ordered a total loss quarantine, gathering and burning all cargo and the crew's clothing. The physical toll was absolute. Sailors were forced to swim naked to a nearby island to begin isolation. This extreme maritime lockdown appears alongside reports of endemic diseases already present in the colonies, including the death of the governor of Barbados from smallpox. 18th century authorities managed these outbreaks through total loss containment, sacrificing property and individual freedom to prevent a localized contagion from spreading. Moving to the foreign desk, the focus shifts from biology to the architecture of international finance and statecraft. In the wake of the South Sea bubble, authorities were still searching for the hidden assets of disgraced directors. The report includes a blunt assessment of the consequences for these financial crimes. There is like to be work for the hangman. Asset recovery was an active maritime pursuit, with a yacht dispatched to Flanders to apprehend a fugitive executive named Mr. Knight. Broad military tensions were also mounting, with Spain demanding the return of Gibraltar while moving troops from Ireland for a campaign in Africa. Foreign intelligence also captured chaotic diplomatic incidents. A Paris report describes an impostor, Mustafa Aga, attempting to extract money from the Turkish ambassador. The ambassador responded with sudden violence, having the impostor cast headlong out of the window before delivery to prison. Colonial readers navigated a world of financial retribution, large-scale troop movements, and sudden diplomatic violence. If we view these 3 pages as a single artifact of intelligence, a clear picture of the early modern world emerges. Within a few columns of type, a reader in 1721 faced the full spectrum of state power and human vulnerability. The paper details infectious cargo burning, white-collar fugitives being hunted, and colonial borders being fortified. These primary documents define the early modern Atlantic as a high-stakes ecosystem. Within this interconnected network, the perceived distance between a busy Philadelphia wharf and a European courtroom effectively disappeared.
The Daily Dispatch, history in print, no modern gloss, no modern